Hi, my name is Musa, and this is what we came for. After the bad league with Ball, which, by the way, sorry guys, I owe you to treat the deck better and with more respect. Therefore, I will shoot another video with Ball. This time I will be professional. Don't worry about it. So just after that league, I played my baby again, and guess what? We got the 5-0. So the small changes I've made was actually dropping the Cavern of Souls and going for another Boseiju in the sideboard, in the mana base, because we have so many high noons, and I didn't think that there was lots of control in the meta in order to justify having the Cavern. I prefer to have double Boseiju. Furthermore, in the sideboard, we do still have the Vexing Bulbul. We do have everything that you know. Small changes, the Void Mirror, which is there for the Tron matchups mainly, but it can also be used against any free spell decks if needed. You don't bring it in every time. Apart from that, I try to play Stonebrain because lately the meta has been full of Cosmogoyfs and, that very degenerate deck that can kill you even in turn 2. And I'm trying to find ways to beat that. And that's it. And we also have Stonebrain for the, let's say, Mirror, because Devoted Druid, the dedicated shell, is on the rise. And I believe it's going to be a very good fit for that. And that's it. Let's just get to the game and see how we got that 5-0. So, game number 1. Let's see if we're playing first. So we're happy. We have one of my second best favorite hands. Priest of Titania, Kyrian Ranger, together with Nature's Rhythm. What more could I ask for? I would like the opponent to stay out of my hand, but this seems like it's not possible. But it's okay. That's the advantage of a Nature's Rhythm. You always remember it goes to the graveyard, so you can cast it from there. Apart from that, the reason I played the Boseiju over the Windswept Heath, as always, is that I want the Windswept Heath to represent a lush portico if needed. But the deck wasn't a good day. And what did it do? It kept giving. Do I have lethal? I don't think I have lethal, but I'm very close to killing them. And obviously I'm going to get my Sylvan Safekeeper, because I want to have a backup in case they try to kill my my creature. I didn't know what it was at this point in the deck. It was too early to tell. But as we can see, they have a Griselbrand, they have an Atraxa. Therefore, my Sylvan Safekeeper was the safest option I could go for to protect me from any solitudes, any push effects and stuff like that. Right now, the opponent doesn't have lethal because I kept a pretty high life total. I never cracked, I was on 20. So the Atraxa took some things. It's pretty much a Goryos Vengeance deck without white, which makes it even better for us. I don't need a Devoted Druid. And it kept giving. Give another Rage's Rhythm. Let's add some more spice on the top of the death, let's say, of the opponents. They're on 23 life. 23 isn't enough to keep them alive. And we're just pushing for the win. We're pumping one, we're pumping twice. They can't avoid that. And that's what they realized, and they conceded, and we're going to game number 2. Yes, the deck said, I've got you, girl. I'm going to give you the Nature's Rhythm you need, and we're going on from there. Let's go. Generally speaking, any Goryos deck that doesn't play white, or any reanimator deck, sorry, I should take this away from you, is a good matchup, because we have Sanctifier. The reason I'm keeping double white in the mana base is actually Sanctifier, because it's such a great card. And obviously this is the card the opponent took, because they can do anything. Everything they want to reanimate from the graveyard is actually black, and Sanctifier would take it away. So double spell, Consign. I was expecting Consign or any other one counter that they could play. Emperor. In this case, I'm not afraid of the Emperor. If it was any other occasion, I would actually be a bit more afraid of it. Here I don't need to do much. I crack just to be sure that nothing stupid happens in their turn and I'm not able to cast their Endurance. The opponent keeps taking stuff from the graveyard that are irrelevant to me, and I'm okay with that. I will let the Emperor connect and actually deal damage to me, because if they do the adaptability, it's becoming a 4/4, and I really don't want to lose my Endurance for idiocy. For my idiocy, do I? So, and here's the Badger. This How was so wrong once again? I was so wrong. Oh well, I'll get over it. I was so wrong with this card. Here I'm taking a risk. I play the Devoted Druid because if you know the deck at all by now, a cub, a badger, together with a Devoted Druid and a Zuri is actually infinite damage once again. It's another reason the Devoted Druid, the dedicated shell, is doing very well because the badger is such a good pseudo mana dog. And in our case, I believe it was a huge mistake of mine to play it because right now, this Zuri just finishes the game. There we go. 3, 5. It's the moment that you try to decide how I'm going to kill the opponent. I decided to go just with the Azuri kill, pardon me, with the Devoted Druid. Here I'm trying to pump even more. The reason I'm pumping even more is that I want to play around spell PS. Yes, that's you have to pay 2 extra, I think. Sorry, I'm a bit foggy right now. So I am going to cast the Nature's Rhythm, but I'm going to make sure that I have the extra 2 mana that's needed in order to go off with the Vizier and make it easy for me. The opponent here yielded, so I know it's time. It's time, as Mariah Carey would say. And once more, please tell me you did it. I should get the Nature's Rhythm just to be sure and get the Sylvan Safekeeper so that nothing stupid would happen again from the graveyard and go from the kill. And that's it for game number 1. When 1-0 up, and we're going to match number 2. Match number 2, once more we're playing first. It's not an ideal hand, but it's not something you will actually mulligan because it has potential. I see a polluted delta, which means either blue, black, or every color of the rainbow. Here, I cannot play around anything. I'm going to slam my Devoted Druid and go on from there. Now the opponent's going to show their true colors, and I see a Fatal Push, and I'm not very happy. I don't like my stuff being killed, just saying here. Here, now it's time to slam the Badger. If they want to counter it, so be it. And they countered it in a very weird manner, but I'm okay with that. I'm gonna throw my Sylvan Safekeeper on board and go on from there. It's a good thing that the deck actually drew lands. Yeah, I'm gonna sacrifice that, whatever. Because at this point I need more lands because I have the Agatha Soul Cauldron. And in general, in order to go around counter magic and control decks, you need a specific amount of lands together with a specific amount of threats. And that's what we're doing here. Right now I have nothing, so I have no reason to do anything. I'm being very conscious when I'm cracking my fetch lands, because we have no freaking idea what the opponent is playing. Maybe they were playing Washington, and I don't really want to make that Washington bigger, do I? So here that I got my chance, I made my Zuri bigger and put it on board. Obviously at this point, I'm not going for the Vizier because I need a finisher. And once again, I am saying it. I don't know if I have said it enough time for you guys, and girls and whatever. This is why I'm playing Cord. Cord is a card that fetches tutors for whatever you need, and that's crucial. So here 5, and we're going to attack. I'm not going to untap my Devoted Druid because I would like it to have 2 R's, 3, let's say. And they're going to 5, they couldn't do anything. I think they kept a slow hand. And that's it for game number 1. We're going to game number 2. So here we go, Dimir mid-range. How do I sideboard against them? As minimal as I feel like is the answer. Do I expect Bowmasters? I do. Do I expect a flyer that I won't be able to block? Yes, I do. Can I play around Damnation with my current configuration? No, I don't. So what do? I keep on playing my game, and whatever comes, comes. So here I made a choice of actually casting the Badger 10-2 instead of a Priest of Titania, exactly because I'm afraid of freaking for Bowmasters. If you saw my previous video regarding Elf Ball, sorry whoever got offended about that one, but that's live. This is how I decided to play. Yeah, Bowmasters is a card that can destroy anything that's 1 toughness. Pardon me. So I keep on throwing threats here. trying to empty the opponent's hand. Obviously, I'm not doing very well, as you can both all see. But still, we're going on from there. There's nothing I can do to play around anything. I will keep on slamming threats for as long as possible and as long as I can deal with it. Let's see, here I thought there was a hedge. What went wrong? Another consult to the star charts. The opponent is creating card advantage. A Bowmasters is not gonna threaten us. I would prefer, though, if that little creature was a lush portico, in order to have this availability if needed. Here I made a choice. I stayed a bit back, more back than I wanted to, because I was afraid my Court of Calling would actually get removed from the play. And I didn't want that. I want to make sure that it will, land, finish the game. They have 4 cards in hand, and I'm not feeling very good right now. I will keep the Azuri on top. That's what we came for. And as you may have seen, I removed both caverns from this setup because I wasn't facing any control decks lately. And I prefer to have double Boseiju because some weird people are playing Magic nowadays and they're playing main deck, High Noon. And guess what I don't like? Main deck High Noon. In any case, there are also some other decks that play artifacts and enchantments. The opponent's casting a huge Washington. With that's going bye-bye. And I'm okay with that. And in response to the trigger 2, I'm going to fetch again for my Sylvan Safekeeper. That was a pretty defensive... I don't agree with what you did, I think. It was way too defensive for my liking. In any case, that's how I played it. Maybe I should have gone for the Devoted Druid. Yeah, if I had gone for a Devoted Druid here, I would have won, wouldn't I? Oh well. Yeah. Okay. I think I'm playing very defensive here. I should have been more in the attack. They just have a Bowmaster and a token. I should have been way more aggressive. Here we go. I should attack only with that. They're not going to block. I also have to ask you some questions later. How on earth did you play this match? Okay, 1, 2. Snapcaster, another blast from the past. When you see a control player attacking, you should know that they have probably something good in their hand. Here I attacked in order to remove the Snapcaster. I don't know if that was smart either. I should have stayed back. It was a series of unfortunate events, I think. 1, 2, another counterspell. The opponent did draw decently, but I did my best in order to lose this game. They have 0 cards in hand, so it's not like I was dead yet. Okay, Field of Ruin. What's going on here? I mean, what's happening? They didn't do anything. Did I do another counterspell? No. Here I have to go for an attack, and I didn't once again. Okay, that's weird. Way too defensive. I should try to finish the game. Because the longer the game goes, I'm not going to out-control the control deck, will I? Here's a subtlety. Yeah, I mean, I was right not to attack because of the subtlety, but sometimes you just have to do it. 3 in the air, and I can't do anything about that. Another Curio Ranger. The last thing that I need right now, Tech, is more 1-drops. Priest of Titania. I put it in the graveyard because right now we do have tons of mana, but we don't have finishes. Here we go, down to 8. The thing is that because the opponent has a subtlety, in 2 turns I'm dead, and I have to find a way in order to kill them as fast as possible, which is not very easy as it is. And therefore I concede and I throw away the game, and we're going to game number 3. Game number 3 against Dimir midrange. In general, don't keep a 1-lander against black decks and hide removal decks. It's silly, because if they remove your one drop and you don't have anything to follow up with, you're going to be looking and staring at your cards for the rest of the game and regretting your life decisions. Here, I'm going for the Badger once again because I was afraid that they had removal. My spider senses were not right. I could have gone for the kill and I didn't. But at least this way, this is another good thing about the Badger. The land protects them from the edict. Obviously, I'm going to put the devoted druid on the top of my library. And we go here again once more. I'm going to try again. I'm a very persistent person. Sure, counterspell that and I will keep on slapping you for 2. Okay. Consult to the star charts in the graveyard. If they put such a card in the graveyard, which is such a great card, advantage card, it means that they're looking for something. Gosh, how much do I like the cub? Counterspell. So they're down to 2 cards right now. I didn't attack, I don't need to. The counterattack either. 4 mana, they have 2 cards in hand. I will try to do something useful or consult the star charts, which means that they don't have the counter, which is huge news. Here I'm getting the devoted druid, and as we saw in the first game, if I actually get my Azuri, we're finishing the game because we have infinite damage. Sure, what are you doing, dear opponent? Nothing useful. Oh, you're gonna try to double Orcish Bowmasters. Guess what? This time it doesn't work because I'm gonna sacrifice my devoted druid, and this orc will stay as a 1/1. Now it's time for my lady to come on board. That Kyrian Ranger going away was pretty bad. They have 0 cards. I have an Eladamri. Guess who's gonna win the matchup? Even though you might know the result, I mean the chances of me winning right now are pretty big. And my little girl is attacking. Or is it a boy? Sorry, I'm not. It looks like a boy. Yep, it looks like a boy. Sorry, I'm not into the lore of magic. I don't know the story behind every magic. His story. So we're going to cast a Priest of Titania. They're going to counter it, whatever. Counter it. I have a Cauldron. I will put the ability underneath my creatures. And I will swing again for 4 this time. It's amazing how good Eladamri is versus control decks. And here, if you remember, we have a Nature's Rhythm in the graveyard. We will try to cast it again. Washington, what is? We don't really care. And now we're getting an Urobroid. And that's when life becomes good. Because what's better than Eladamri and a Cauldron? An Eladamri, a Cauldron, and an Urobroid. And all the abilities that you have underneath the Cauldron. Subtlety that, or you one opponent. The fact that I try to cast some things. There you go. 3 mana. Oh my god, this is so amazing. How many counters does the Urobroid have? 7. Yeah, I think you're dead. I see dead people. Jesus, this card is amazing. The synergies are amazing. Do you understand what's happening? Because we have a Priest of Titania and a Devoted Druid underneath here, we're able to tap and tap and do the Priest of Titania ability on all the creatures that have do not have summoning sickness, and actually pump for lethal the Eldamri using Azuri. And that's it for match number 2, and we're going to get match number 3. Match number 3, we're playing second this time. This is a decent hand. If we get one more tutor, it's gonna be over. And I say it is actually Tron. The hand is fast, but not as fast as I would like it for Tron. But still, we will go on from there. Charlie's on 1, that's when we are laughing, because as we've said before, this deck runs on 2, it doesn't run on 1. You can counter everything I have on 1, and I will be fine with it. Yeah, you got you got everything. They made a mistake here. They should have gone for the Devoted Druid, by the way. It's okay. Do you see dead people? I see dead people. And you know what's happening? We're finishing them off using War Master as a finisher this time. And we're going to game number 2. Okay, and after a small intermission, here we go. We have the ultimate head cards. Okay, head card, you know, that's it. And the reason I brought this card in the deck in the sideboard is actually this matchup. The opponent does nothing turn 1. They're going to cast a Trinisphere. You cast a Trinisphere. I've got something better for you. Hi, bye. Who you think has a better head now, opponent? You can't cast anything. I feel sorry for you. Not. Nobody likes people that play Trinisphere or Chalices. And that's for game number 2. You know what's happening. We're going for Azuri and we're finishing them off. Trinisphere you, Void Mirror me. That's it. Let's go to the next one. Match number 4. We have the perfect hand again. Yes, we do. I see red and I hate my life. And I see Burning Inquiry. I remember a Greek friend that used to play this card. I hate my life again. But we will go on from there. They have a pretty fast hand. But I'm pretty sure that a 10th Devoted Druid with Nature's Rhythm will finish the game. So let's go on. Another Burning Inquiry. What did you throw away again? Nothing of importance. We're down to 10, but it doesn't matter. And why it doesn't matter? Because we have the lethal in hand. Burning Inquiry is like playing Russian roulette. You don't know what's happening. And you don't know what's going to stay in your hand. If you made a good choice, if you're going to discard a good card or bad card, even for the player that plays the card. And that's actually what happened here. They discarded things that probably they didn't want to discard. For example, Eldrazi Hollow One. But for me, they perfected my hand, and we're going to kill them, Azuri, finish them, and go to game number 2. So, game 2, and another reason I'm keeping Sanctifier in the sideboard and I'm playing double white is actually this type of matchups together with the Reanimation deck. Because Sanctifier is exceptional against this type of decks. The opponent starts off with a Nethergoyf. I'm okay with that. By the way, look at me. I shouldn't have get this hand. But thankfully the opponent Burning Inquiries, both of us, and they fix my hand a little bit more. Here I played pretty defensively, and I kept Path and Erode up. Always be careful. You want to Path the Nethergoyf because it has Escape and they can cast it from the graveyard, and you can Erode the Hollow One in order to get it away from here. And now we have a Moon Shadow, which is, even though it's a 1/1, I'm not very happy with it. So here I'm going to create I will try to create card advantage with the Eladamri, and hoping that I will be able to create a board state. The opponent had a very different idea, and they removed it. And we're not in a very good spot once again. So here I went for a Sanctifier. Is that the good option? I don't know. Did I bring in? Yes, I brought in the Skyclave Apparition. But I mean, okay, if I can have a Sanctifier to deal with the Nethergoyf for eternity, because it can block forever, it's not that bad, right? And after a while, I can keep on blocking with Sanctifier and another creature, the Moon Shadow. Choices have been made. So the opponent here, they're gonna cycle the Marauding Mako. I had 4 mana again. Can somebody explain to me why, even though I had 4 mana, I didn't go for a Nature's Rhythm? Oh boy, I should have gone for the Nature's Rhythm here to try to go for the kill, and I didn't. But it's okay now, we can't do much about it to change it. There you go. What I have here is something that I hope the opponent wouldn't see it. I have the Formidable Speaker, which I can untap the Sanctifier. Okay, I probably would have lost. Could I have made some better choices? You tell me in the comment section of the video. I definitely should have gone for the Nature's Rhythm in order to go and get my Devoted Druid and I try to finish them in one turn. Because the way that I played the game wasn't a winning game, it was a defensive way. And that actually cost me and I deserve to lose. And that's why we're going to game number 3. Game number 3, this time against the Hollow One deck. This time we're playing first, we're in a good spot. Obviously I'm gonna tap for, I will crack for white because I'm playing double white cards. Nethergoyf, this is not a big threat, so we're okay with that. And once again I'm gonna do my new favorite little trick, which is Kitten Ranger together with Badger and Priest of Titania. You don't scare me with that. I'm okay. And I have a Nature's Rhythm in the hand. As I've said, Burning Inquiry is a Russian roulette. Either you win or you lose and you die. And I thought the opponent made a very poor choice, I believe. And I remove the graveyard with Sanctifier just to be sure that the growth will do nothing. Pyroclasm, I don't think so. No, I'm not going to let you do that. And the opponent realized that as soon as I untap with a double Kitten Ranger, Priest of Titania and Azuri, they're pretty much dead. That Pyroclasm never connected. That's it, and we're going to the next one. So, last round, what do we have on the menu? First of all, we have a turn 3 combo, which we always like and approve of. We have the Code of Calling, which can get the Vizier. We do have the Devoted Druid and the Azuri. The opponent's playing blue, so I don't know what they're playing. Stern Scalding, so it's another control deck. Ah, now I remember what I played against. It's okay, it's good. So it's funny, right? As soon as I remove a card from the deck, this time Cavern of Souls, I keep facing control decks. Oh well. So you can smell the counterspell coming from the other side, right? If I can see it, can you see it? When you see double islands up, you know it's coming. But still, I'm going to try to go for it. The Force of Negation, getting rid of consult the star charts. And I start to realize that I know what this deck is. It's the hottest deck in town. It's the Namor deck. Opponent, let's get serious. I have 2 forests, and I have a Novice Mystic. Do you really believe that playing a Harbinger of the Seas is a good idea? Oh well. I'm going to cast my Azuri, I untap, and I'm pretty sure I have this in the pocket. The problem with this type of decks is that the Namor decks is that they do not have a fast enough clock many times in order to compete with very fast decks. Okay, they do have counter spells. Here they're going to bounce the Azuri back, but I don't really care because I also have an Elvish War Master on the battlefield that can deal a lot of damage. So here, first I'm going to slam the Nature's Rhythm or the Azuri, which also landed. I mean, how dead do you want to be? Yes, is the answer. I'm pretty sure the opponent realized at this point they were very, very dead. And we're going like that to game number 2. What do we need in this matchup? We need to remove the Namor, which is actually the only threat. And we need to remove the free spells, as we say, with Vexing Bauble, as well as a Void Mirror. This is what I'm going to side in. You are half treating this matchup as a Belcher matchup, at least in my eyes. This is how I approached it. Now I'm going to slam the Vexing Bauble just to make sure that the opponent won't be able to do anything. Here's the Badger, and now the counterspell. You don't have enough counterspell for what I have for you. Obviously, the reason we fetched for the forest is because there are some weird people that play Harbinger of the Seas against Elves, even though we play forests, you know. They keep 3 mana up. At this point, I can't do anything more. I'm going to slam a Devoted Druid. If it gets countered, it gets countered. They do nothing. More nothing. So I'm just going to slam my Priest of Titania, which is going to get countered. And then I'm going to play another Elvish Mystic, because right now I have everything. I mean, I have Formidable Speaker, and I'm just mainly missing a few bits and pieces in order to finish the game. Sylvan Safekeeper. They didn't like the Safekeeper, which is very weird. I mean, everything else that I cast is okay with you. Oh well. I don't know this deck very well. I see red and my heart skips a beat in a very bad way, because I'm thinking, okay, I'm dead. They're going to play a mass red removal. But here we will keep on playing. I'm going for the Nature's Rhythm. They're going to Force of Negation it. Okay, they're down to 3 cards. You see, even though I removed the Cavern from the deck, this is the type of decks that you don't miss the cavern. You have so much more threats than they actually have answers for. You see, scolding, snare, scolding, shoal, force of negation, cryptic command. And do you understand who's ahead here? I'm pretty sure you do. Whatever they do, they can't do much. Because sometimes it's all about having the threats and being ahead of the game. So they actually let me cast the court end of their turn. And we all know what this means. Visit of the remedies. And because I brought in a Skyclave apparition, because I was expecting to kill the Namor, before I do anything, I'm actually going to court for 3 actually, sorry. 1, 2, 3, to get the other counter spell. And then I'm going to path race, and we will go on from there, because I have the Nature's Rhythm, which is a double tutor, and we're going to cast it from the graveyard. You know what's happening. It's a 5/0. And that's all for today. If you stayed until the end of this video, thank you very much for watching. All the necessary info is going to be in the description box of the video. As it seems, this is the version I'm going to be playing from now on. I'm going to tweak it a bit. I will try to create a new sideboard guide for whomever is interested. The opponent tried to cast Disrupting Show here, but obviously Vexing Bubble is going to cut it. So I'm going to try to create a new sideboard guide, which I'm going to upload in the Patreon for everyone to access. The meta is shifting constantly. Energy is moving away, is going away. This is why we have more creature decks. And I think that we need a new sideboard guide with a new meta. That's it for the 5/0. I think we played against pretty much everything that's available in Magic, against counters, against removal spells, combo decks, Tron. Tron is its own category. And that's it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.